Nikola Tesla was born July 10th, 1856 in the Austrian Empire, which is modern-day Croatia. His father was Milutin Tesla. He was a Serbian Orthodox priest. His mother was Juka Mandic. She created inventions herself, and she inspired Nikola Tesla to become an inventor. He showed early interest in science. He received a higher education at the Polytechnic Institute in Graz, Austria, and also at the University of Prague. He initially wanted to study physics and mathematics, and soon after changed to electrical engineering. He became very fascinated with electricity. He began his career in Budapest in 1881 with a telephone company. While working, he came up with his first invention. It was an idea for involving an induction motor. He built his prototype in Strasbourg. It was the first private invention he made, which was in 1883. He eventually went to America because his invention was unsuccessful in Europe, and he was offered work in the U.S. by Thomas Edison. He became Edison's apprentice and resided in New York the rest of his life. His early career, he worked with Edison. He improved different inventions, specifically his line of dynamos, which dynamos were the first type of electrical generator. Eventually, they began to have a rivalry. Edison was known for direct current electricity, and Tesla came up with alternating current. Both disagreed about the other's form, and this created a long rivalry between them. Edison never treated Tesla as an equal because of that. Direct current was very inefficient and weak, and it flows in only one direction. It could be transported only 2 miles and lacked the ability to carry high voltage. It needed a power station every 2 miles because it could only be transported that far, and used an abundance of wiring as well. Alternating current, on the other hand, was much more efficient with more voltage. It flows in both directions because current alternates and can travel long distances. It had very little power loss over distance and minimal wiring needed. Alternating current eventually succeeded and was adopted as the new technology. It was supported by George Westinghouse, and Tesla wrote a paper called A New System of Alternating Current Motors and Transformers, and he presented it to American Institute of Electrical Engineers. Tesla displayed alternating current to the world. He won a bid to illuminate the World Fair, and he lit the entire World Fair in 1892. It was used as publicity for his new form of electricity, and it was the first all-electric World Fair in history. He put his idea on the world stage. Tesla continued to improve alternating current. He discovered the rotating magnetic field, used it to create an induction motor, and it also is used in the polyphase system, which deals with the generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity. The system is still widely used today. He gained notoriety after the World's Fair, and the next project was hydroelectricity. He made his first hydroelectric power plant in 1895, located in Niagara Falls. This furthered his world recognition. After that, went all out with new inventions. He created the Tesla coil, fluorescent light bulb, laser beams, wireless communications, and registered over 700 patents worldwide. One of his most famous inventions was the Tesla coil. It was tightly coiled wire around a centralized pillar, which amplifies input voltage. He used it in radios, television sets, and other electronic equipment. It created extremely strong electric fields and could light fluorescent light bulbs from 50 feet away without being connected. He eventually wanted to come up with a newer way of electricity. He wanted to create wireless electrical transfer. He also wanted it on a global scale, so he received funding to start his project. Part of the funding he wanted to prove that the Earth could be used as a conductor. He ended up able to create this electricity, and the project was funded by J.P. Morgan. He was able to accurately prove the Earth was a conductor and was able to illuminate lamps 25 miles away without being connected to a wire. With funding, he built the Wardenclyffe Laboratory, and this is one of Tesla's famous laboratories, and it also had his famous transmitting tower there. Unfortunately, the project failed, and investor J.P. Morgan pulled his money out because he was skeptical as to giving the world free electricity. Without funding, the project failed, and the laboratory was demolished in 1917. In Tesla's late life, he lived out in New York. He wasn't very productive, and he appeared, though, on the cover of Time magazine. He received congratulatory letters from 70-plus scientific pioneers, one of which from Albert Einstein. And Tesla died January 7th, 1943, in his hotel room.